Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome back. If you are a returning supporter, I'm here to give you the disclaimers for this here live. Listen, I do not tolerate disrespect. That's in any way, shape, form, or fashion, whether it's towards me, towards anyone that appears on the screen, towards anyone that appears in the chat. If you have not decided to be a better person, most people will tell you to leave, but I'm going to tell you to stick around because maybe something that is said today will encourage you to do so. Now, I am not a mental health professional. I am just one woman willing to share my personal experiences to let you know two things. One, you are not alone, regardless of how much you feel like you are alone, how many times you have felt that, you are not alone. And number two, you can overcome anything that life throws at you. There will be curse words, there will possibly be tears, but knowing me, it probably will be. And my opinions are my opinions. Your opinions are your opinions. We are here to have a nurturing conversations in regards to our opinions so that we will have a better understanding of each other. That's all I got for right now. I hope that you enjoy this nurturing conversation. Let's get to it. Wait. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button that helps me say suggested on YouTube. Make sure that you type in the chat, also leave a comment, and share it with your friends. That's all I got. Let's get into this conversation. I love you. Peace. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome if this is your first time here. Welcome back if you are a returning supporter. If you could let me know if you can hear me, I would greatly appreciate that if you are watching. Um, this is going to be, it's not an uncomfortable conversation for me because I've had to have this conversation several times today. But it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation because I'm going to talk about some things that maybe we haven't thought about in 3 years, maybe things we haven't thought about ever. Um, I usually would come on at 7. However, I have been the last 3 days. I've been at the hospital with someone that I love dearly. I love this person dearly, and these last 3 days have definitely put a lot of things into perspective. And I said, I feel like it's time to have that uncomfortable conversation. Um, talking about death, talking about hospital stays, going to the doctor, medicine, eating right, working out. Like those are the things that some of those topics are, well, not some, all of those things we're going to talk about tonight. Um, I feel like many of us feel like because, we made it to this far, like we survived the pandemic. Maybe you had it maybe once or twice and you're good. You're breathing, you can walk around, everything is fine. So you forget about that your everyday life, like what you eat, what you drink, the things that you take in on a daily basis, whether that's sitting around while people gossip or talking about people or demeaning other people. Like all of those things play a role in your health. So tonight we're going to have the uncomfortable conversation about health, wealth, knowledge. We're going to talk about making sure you have insurance, health insurance, life insurance, insurance. Because you never know. 1 minute you could be out here, you are feeling fine, you running up and down the street, around the block, outside, you kicking it. And no sooner than all that happens, your life can change. You could end up in a wheelchair, you could end up in a hospital, you could die, and the people that love you will be under a tremendous amount of burden to try and bury you. Um, I don't know. I just was thinking next week, Friday, will make 3 years. I've been on this journey of healing and self discovery, and I've been really mindful um, of my life. I've been mindful of the people within my life. Um, I posted on my Facebook this week that I've learned, I've grown, I've let go, I've forgiven, I've healed, I am healing. Um, and I spend more time with the people that I love, because it didn't take a pandemic for me to do that. I've always done that. I just wanted to make sure like that they know like I don't know if you put into perspective, but the last 3 years have been crazy. They have especially been crazy for me. So I'm sitting watching this person in the hospital and I'm thinking like, damn, 2020 pandemic, major breakup. 2021, my father passed. 2022, my mother has a series of stroke and she's still dealing with the things she's dealing with. Um 2 weeks after my mom has a series of stroke, I have a major surgery and now this person is in the hospital and I'm just like this is crazy. I've been to a couple of funerals in between there, and it's like of people that I know, people that I love, that I watch grow up. And for me, it's like this is a conversation that we should have. Like I know we're not comfortable. We don't want to talk about death or dying or understanding that we will all go that way one day. Hi, Daniel. But I thought how important it is. Like telling the people that you love how much you love them. Not only just telling them, but showing them how being intimate, like giving them a hug or kissing them or telling them how much you love them. Telling them how much you love them. You probably like, oh, I'll see them tomorrow. But having that, oh, I'll see you tomorrow, so you don't do it today. What if they don't? What if you don't see them tomorrow? When I tell y'all, like, I was really trying to figure out, like, how is this my life? Like how? Like what did I do to like deserve or whatever you want to call it? Like how did I get to this point in my life? Like I watched I've been to so many funerals, I've watched so many people cry and grieve, and it was like, how did I get here? When we all know one day we're going to leave this place. We all know that. Now, how we leave it, we don't know, but we all know that one day we're going to leave it. And for me, I just began to think like, man, we need to start having more conversations about even as far as like organ donors. Are you an organ donor? Like, what do you want? Do you want to be buried or do you want to be cremated? Like, these are conversations we should have. Um, and I'm fortunate that in my family, these are conversations we've been talking about. Is just the seeing the person in the hospital bed and just looking at the fear in their eyes. And I'm definitely, if you are a male, I am definitely talking to you. I'm talking to everybody, but I'm going to focus in on you because I come to understand that males do not go to the hospital. They do not go to the doctors to get checked up. They do not take their medicine. They do not take their medicine. They feel like, oh, I can find something else. But for me, it's like if you're not doing, we all know what it is that we should be doing so that we could be okay. We all know that. Everybody does. And I'm not going to like patty cake. We all know what we should be doing. We all know. You know that you shouldn't be having that piece of cake right now. It's 10 o'clock at night. You know you shouldn't be having a piece of cake. If you have heartburn regular, you know you shouldn't be having that piece of cake. You know you shouldn't be eating that fried food. You shouldn't be eating them skins. You shouldn't be eating pork. We all know, right? Why is it that we all know what we should be doing, but we don't do it until after something traumatic happens to us? I I was telling this individual, I was like, I've been juicing for a minute. I was juicing 2 years before I had the surgery. I went through a little phase where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to juice anymore because I'm not sure how it happened, but that was just my mind. It was fear trying to consume my mind. And I was like, no, I'm juicing again because I felt better. I felt better. I had more energy. I was clearer. I didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm so tired, exhausted. I felt I had energy. I I was even talking to them. I was like, I've been walking around this hospital. I done got so many steps in. I'm not tired. I got energy. And I'm telling you, I'm doing laps around the hospital. And so I'm just looking at them and I was like, you know what? We gotta do better. We gotta do better. We not, especially if you over 25, if you in your 30s, you not young no more. Where you could just swing your feet off the bed and you could get up and you out, you out here. No, we not young no more. I remember when I was growing up, they was like, "Oh, you should cover up your legs because when you're young, you be cute wearing the little cute skirts and shorts and stuff like that." And they was like, "You need to cover up your legs because you're gonna get Arthur." And I was like, "Who the hell is Arthur?" They meant arthritis. And so we were laughing today because I got up and my knees was like, not my. I don't even think it was my knees. I think it was just my body was like kurt, and I was like, "Yeah, that's what happened when you get old." And then I was like, I literally said the other day on one of the streams, I was saying how I need to stretch more. I said I need to stretch, like yawning and just twisting and turning. Like I need to do that more. And I was like, this week I'm gonna do more of that. I'm gonna start back doing yoga. I'm doing everything because you know why? I want to be around here for a long time. I want to be around here for a long time. I know I'm not supposed to be eating fried foods. I know I don't even eat like beef, chicken. I'm none of that. I'm really my goal is to go back to like raw foods and just do that. That's my goal. And I'm already working, I'm already walking, I'm already being active. You know, I talk to my parents or my mother and my siblings. I talk to my community. And I told them in an event that something happened to me. This is what I want to do. I already, made the arrangements. I got everything already together. Already together. And I know I kind of made them uncomfortable, but then that gave that uncomfortability, opened up the door for us to talk about it. For okay, how do you want? What do you want? How do you want to? What your end of life thing is. And I don't think we thought about that. But when COVID hit and everybody is like, one minute you say, "Hey, girl," the next minute it's like, "Wait, they gone?" And then you couldn't even go to the front. Do y'all remember that? You couldn't even go to the funerals. It was babies being born, and you couldn't even go and see the babies. There was no baby showers. There was no backyard barbecues. There was nothing. We was all in the house trying to figure out how we was gonna live from day to day because you couldn't even go to these jobs. If you somebody who you give 175% to your job, and we all know in the back of our head they can fire us today and find somebody who will work for cheaper than what you're working for. They will do more than what you're doing for less. We all know that. In the back of our mind, we like, these people don't even care about us. You could call in and say, "I am sick." And some of these people still want you to, we still need you to come in to work. These people they haven't shown you any kind of love, any kind of respect, but we were bent over backwards for these jobs. Bent over backwards. And they ain't even paying us our worth. But we've been over backwards because we got to pay these bills, cell phone bills, rent, mortgage, whatever it is that you got to pay them bills. So you're going to go to that job, sick and all. I want to have the uncomfortable conversation where it's like, maybe it's time for you to figure out what it is that you really want to do with your life. Maybe it's time for you to stop ignoring yourself. Stop ignoring yourself. Maybe it's time for you to be alone. Maybe it's time for you to actually implement that diet you've been trying to do for 6 years. Maybe it's time for you to actually do that. Because what I've come to, I'll just talk about me because that's all I could do. But what I've come to understand is on the journey of healing and self discovery, when you like stop putting harmful things in your body, like when you stop listening to harmful or negative things, you feel better. When you start boosting, pumping yourself full of positivity, you start pumping yourself full of good juices, you start to realize, like, hey, I'm not creaking anymore. Or you start to realize, like, hey, I got so much energy, I can walk around the block. I'm not going up a flight of stairs. You start to realize like, hey, I really am taking care of yourself. And then not only that, you start to pay more attention to your body. You start listening more. When it says I'm tired, you're gonna be like, we got some more time. We're gonna do another double. We're gonna work a little bit. No, we are tired. We're not doing that. We're gonna go lay down. That's what we're gonna do. When your body say I'm full, you gonna listen and be like, okay, yeah, we gonna stop right here. We not gonna eat anymore. We gonna go ahead and push that plate back. Because a lot of people, what we fail to realize is a lot of the situations that we are in our lives, we put ourselves there. We were at the hospital, and so they were like, "Look at that. Tell me if there's high fructose corn syrup in it." Yep, everything we put was high fructose corn syrup, and then it was just like, "So what are we supposed to eat if everything got dyes and all this stuff?" And I was like, "Well, I'm looking at this Dr. Sebi." And Sebi, CB, however you say it, I was like, I was already juicing. I was already like eating fruits and vegetables. I'm just trying to make sure my ultimate objective is to alkaline my body. And I don't mean just drinking alkaline water. I mean like where I be so like clear. I can't put it in words. I was trying to tell them like what it feels like to be clear. Like not sluggish, like you don't have all of those things in your body where it's just like you feel energized. You have the energy of a toddler. It's like I couldn't even put it into words, but it's like we know we shouldn't be eating that unhealthy food. We know we shouldn't be eating ice cream. We know we shouldn't be having the stuff we eating. You allergic to wheats and grains. We know that. I myself know that I'm lactose intolerant and I shouldn't be eating ice cream. But that ice cream be good, especially that Cedar Crest Pirates food. That ice cream be good, but you know what I thought about? I would rather not eat that ice cream and get like some frozen fruit and eat that than to eat that ice cream and then be having stomach aches and being in the Oval Office for the rest of the night. It's making those decisions. It's making better decisions, making healthier options, making healthier choices. It's like my when my father passed away in 2021. Um, One of my family members was like, "Oh, don't worry, we just do a GoFundMe." I said, "No, no, 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 no. We're not gonna do no GoFundMe. No, we not." And they was like, "Yeah," because I was like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm sorry. If I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just totally against that. If I can go out here and buy a $200 pair of Jordans and more than one pair of Jordans, if I can get more than one pair of Jordans, and I don't know what size y'all wear, but my Jordans definitely ain't cheap. If I can get them, if I could buy some $200 Timberland, listen, if I can get them, I can put some money to the side and make sure that my father was put up. And that's exactly what I did. We didn't do no GoFundMe. I told them, hey, this is how much I needed by this date, and they were just like pity patting around. Oh, we not doing no GoFundMe. No, your family shouldn't do a GoFund you for you. They shouldn't. You should have health insurance. You should have life insurance. It's like 20, $30, 10, 15. It depends on your whatever you get, but you should have life insurance. Even if you feel like, oh, I don't want to get life insurance. Fine, if you want to be buried, go start making payments on your burial. I know that's something you don't want to hear about right now, but do that because if something happens to you, your family is going to have to come together, sell t-shirts, cupcakes, dinners to put you in the ground or the wall or wherever it is. And you don't want to pass that burden on to people. And I'm not saying it's a burden like that, but you don't want to pass that on to somebody else. Get you some life insurance. And if you don't go to the doctor, start going to the doctor. I know that it's like, oh man, they're gonna try to tell me this. Listen, I've been going to get breast exams. I'm not trying to be TMI, so I'm just saying I've been going to get regularly routine breast exams. Mainly because grandmother and my grandmother and four of my great aunts have all had breast cancer. My mom had a breast cancer scare. So that means that I am at high risk of breast cancer, right? I be proactive because I don't know if you ever seen somebody and it was like, oh, if you would have got here sooner, if you would have got it taken care of earlier. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna be one of them people. We gonna go and get a routine. We gonna go get a routine. I just got a letter the other day. It was like, you need to come in, and I was like, okay, I'll be there. So I got to make me an appointment in the morning. I'm going. And I'm going to take y'all along with me so y'all can see. You definitely is something you need to do. Check your family history. Did somebody in your family has diabetes? Do they have high blood pressure? Do they have high cholesterol? Is there mental illness? Like, check your family history. And if you don't know your family history, start right now. Start with your mother. Start with your father. Because that is important. We don't probably consider that to be important, but that is important. I feel like I've been doing a great job. I want to say I've been doing a great job maintaining records for my nieces and nephews, especially my nieces, because of the level of breast cancer on this way and coming down. They need to know that. Does anybody, you ever go to the hospital and they say, has anybody in your family have hypertension or high blood pressure or cholesterol or diabetes? And people get mad because they be asking them questions. They need to know, like, have you had a history of mental illness? They need to know that so that they can help you. People go into I was at the hospital and those people was like just being rude. And I'm just like, I get the situation. I get it. I have compassion. I have empathy. I get the situation. But these nurses and doctors and CNAs and all of these people are here to help your family member. They're here to help them. And if you are yelling and screaming at them, they can't do their job. They don't want to do their job now. You go in there and take care of them. I was at the hospital, I was watching, and there's these nurses, I guess the hospital is understaffed or something. I was like, y'all need me to go put on a nursing uniform? Because I be up in here. I'll help y'all take some temperatures and put the blood pressure cuff and read. I can do that. But it was so many people in the hospital. And I know it's a hospital, but it was just like, man, like, how many people could have been, how many people could have prevented where they are right now? And I'm not talking about people that's just like, oh, what you trying to say? I'm saying, like, how many people could have changed their diet? How many people could have stopped smoking or stopped drinking? Like, how many people could have done that? How many people could have just, like, okay, let me go to therapy and sit down and talk to somebody about it? That's when I say uncomfortable, because people don't like to talk about mental illness, especially in the black community. They don't like to talk about it because they don't want people to think that they're crazy, something wrong with them. Listen, we are in 2023. You have survived a global fucking pandemic. If you haven't figured out your life right now, like right now, like anything that happened before 2020, it's like it's not obsolete, it's still there, but it's like you are surviving. We are literally right now, it's people still getting this. If you haven't been like, okay, let me figure my life out. You've been in relationships and no relationships is going to hell, and you know they don't have any sight of going forward, and you just there because you're comfortable now. I want to encourage you, get out of them. You at that job, you've been there for 15, 16, 25 years. I was watching a YouTube, actually it was a TikTok. The man had worked for a company for 30 years and they called everybody into the break room, and they told them that they weren't going to be paying their pension. I don't even have a pension, but I felt so bad. And the man was snapping off, and they were like, just calm down. I said, how the hell can you expect that man to calm down? He worked for y'all for 30 years. Actually, I think it was more than that. And he was hoping, like, that was his dream. Like, I'm going to take this out and I'm going to do this for my family. I'm going to make sure they have this. And you tell them you're not paying them? I was talking today to the nurses, and she was like, "Yeah, I had a surgery," and she said the insurance company found a loophole in her surgery and tried to charge her for the surgery. What? I'm encouraging people to go to the doctor, and then it's like, oh no, because I told my brother this, right. Me and my brother was talking, and he was like, I don't want to go to the doctor because it's gonna be a bill. I said, hold on. Let me tell you something that I realized a long time ago. When you're alive, you're gonna owe people. When you die, you're gonna owe people. I would rather go and get checked up and hey, whatever medicine, whatever things I need to do, give me a whole rundown, give me a whole workup, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to find a whole doctor, a wholesome, a holistic doctor. That's what I'm trying to say. A holistic doctor that could say, hey, okay, I know I can't take these because have y'all noticed when they give you one drug, they don't give you something for your head, but it could cause kidney and liver damage. It's like we gotta figure it out. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm just gonna eat fruits and vegetables, and I'm gonna juice, and I'm gonna fast. When I was younger, I hated fasting. I hated fasting. Oh, I hated fasting. It's like when you start your fast, it's like when you like, okay, I'm gonna start dieting. I'm gonna start juicing. People purposely, I say purposely, I don't think they do this on purpose, but they call you and be like, girl, you want to go out to eat? And I'm just looking like, nah, I said I was going to start juicing on this day. You could have called me 24 hours before so I could at least got that food in my system, and then, nah, I'm good. It's like people just be knowing. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to work on being positive this week. And then somebody call you with some foo-foo. And then it's like, why did you call me? You ever look at the phone and be like, why? I got to the point now where it's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't even, if I even know you about to call, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And then you say that, people be looking at you like, what? You think you? No, I'm just in a different space in my life. I'm in a totally different space in my life. If you ain't about light, love, positivity, if you ain't trying to better yourself, if you still sitting in the same place you were sitting 3 years ago, I can't rock with you. I can't rock with you. I would talk to you. Hey, I would be cordial, but I'm not about to spend my time with you. 3 years ago, right? There was a global pandemic. The entire world was shut down. If you didn't come out of 2020, 21, 22, you at 2023. We got 112 days left in this year. If you haven't figured out something you want to do and like put a plan to it, I want to encourage you to do that right now. 112 days left in 2023. If you haven't been to the doctor at all in 2023, I want you to set an appointment. At least go get a physical. At least go get a physical. Make an eye doctor appointment. Go to the dentist. Just go get checked up. And I feel like I'm getting worked up because it's like, come on, people. Like, we are surviving a global pandemic. Like, think back 2 years ago. We were all afraid because we didn't know how you catch it. We didn't know we getting vaccines that they say gonna kill it, and we not gonna catch it. And then people getting the vaccines are dying, and then it's like, wait a minute, those vaccines don't really work. Try this, and it's people trying drinking bleach and all kinds of stuff because people saying this'll work, that'll work. I'm gonna tell you what you should do is get yourself checked out. Set aside some toiletries, non-perishable food items, water, disinfectant. Get you some cash money, some coins, some silver, some gold. Get you some valuable shit and put it to the side. And I'm saying that because I don't know if y'all remember 2020, right? Remember, now you could go in the store and like one of these bottled waters is like $1, but in 2020, like this is like $7. And I was just looking like people really out here, and people was really buying that too. People was really buying it. Like, yeah, okay. I went and got me some stuff and just put it up. Cause yeah, that was scary. People fighting over tissue and water. Do y'all remember that? It was like 2 years ago. Two, 3 years ago. People was fighting over water. Remember, you had to have a form before you could go outside to go to work. Remember when people was like faking those? They had COVID cards. People was faking that. It's a no for me. People was like, I don't be seen. I don't be outside unless I go to a hospital visit, a physical therapy visit, a therapy visit, or anything hospital or health related. I go outside. I do go outside for band rehearsals and concert. The concert. I do go outside for that. Other than that, I'm not out there. I'm in my house trying to figure out a master plan. Y'all see that? That's my master plan. I'm trying to get 7 streams of passive income so that I can travel the world. That's what I want. I want to travel the world. I want to see the sights, all of these beautiful sights. I just want to see the sights. In my first endeavor, I'm working up to, once I get the okay, you can go, I'm going on a cruise. I go regularly. Regular. When I say regularly, I'm regularly at the doctor. It's not, oh, give me some medicine. I'm trying to do that. No, I want to make sure that I am healthy. I want to make sure that I am good. If anything, if any little thing, any big thing, I want to be on top of it. I want to be on top of it. If they say you got a little bump on your thumb and we need to take a look at that, go ahead and take a look at it. Because you know what? I need to make sure that everything that I came in here in this earth with, I need to be able to leave back out with it. If y'all been following me, I had a major surgery last year, a level 1 trauma surgery. People's like, why you keep saying a level 1 trauma surgery? Because it was a level 1 trauma surgery. And as I was in the hospital today, I said, I realized that I have not fully processed the fact that I had a level 1 trauma surgery. And mainly because I had to walk past the place that I went to have my surgery. It was so like, wow, just 1 year ago around this time I was here. And now I'm sitting here looking, it's like when you lose people you love, I don't know, maybe we haven't had a lot of loss, but I had a lot of loss. Especially in these last 3 years, I had a lot of loss. And at this time, I'm not losing no more. I say loss as meaning as people that I love are no longer alive. Cause like with life, I've called those lessons. But I lost my father. I almost lost my mother. I lost 2 nephews. I don't want to lose anybody. I don't want to lose anybody. Of course, we all know people going, but I don't want to lose people because they didn't work out or because they didn't stop eating greasy foods or sugary foods. I don't want to lose you because of that. You know what I'm saying? Things that you could control. Now, if you can't control it, I will make peace with that. But if you can control it, yeah, I don't want to lose you because of that. If you out here being rah rah and fighting and doing all of that, don't do that. It's 2023. If you ain't looked at the judicial system, if you ain't looked at all these celebrities being bust down on the list, you probably should start looking. It ain't even worth it. It ain't worth it. If I was you, I would spend as much time, especially if you have kids, I would spend as much time as you have with your kids, loving them, hugging them, especially if you are a guy. If you are a guy, it's important that you hug your children. You tell them how much you love them. You kiss them on their forehead. You hold them. You play with them. You run with them, walk with them. Just be in their presence. That is so important. And it's not just for males, but it's also for females or women or non-binary, however you identify. That is important. Important. These last 3 years, I've been spending. I've been sitting here thinking, like, man, think about all the people who would leave out of their house to escape the traumas or escape their house. What kind of environment were they living in when they couldn't go outside? How was that? I'm thinking about all the people who have mental issues and haven't got them diagnosed or haven't addressed them or haven't even felt comfortable enough to talk to people about the things that they are dealing with in their mind, their body, their spirit. I wish that everybody found somebody that they were comfortable talking to. I keep saying therapy. Maybe you don't feel like you can trust the therapist, or maybe you don't feel like you can go to therapy. Find somebody, let it go. If you have to write a poem and rip it up, burn it, tear it, release it. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, when when we're growing up, people don't tell you like that's not yours, put it down. You know, if they see you like pick up something like naturally, they be like, "Oh, that's not yours. Put it down." But when people see you struggling with stuff, people see you like enduring things. They don't say, "Hey, that's not yours. Put that down." I was telling somebody. I said, if somebody would have told me, once you have your innocence stolen, those feelings that come, that guilt, that shame, that embarrassment, all those things, like those aren't feelings for you to carry around. Put it down. If somebody would have been like, "Hey, that's just something that happened to you. That doesn't define you." If somebody would have told me that when I was younger, man, I'm grateful for being where I am right now. But I was like, if I would have had somebody to tell me that when I was younger, like if I would have had somebody say, "Hey, um, this situation isn't good for you. You should probably leave it alone." I know it's like, oh, I'm a adult and I'm not gonna listen. But if I had somebody who truly, we all know, we always be looking like, we all wish that that one person would come and tell us. We all wish that that one person would just be like, "Hey, this is what it is." If that one person in your life was just like, "Hey, I really feel like you should go ahead and strive for your dreams." I was talking to my little brother. He said, "I didn't play sports because you was going out of town and he was working and he was over here, and like, who was gonna come to my games?" And I was just like, "Oh my God, I would have came to your games. I would have came back from school just to come to your games." But he didn't know that. He just felt like nobody would come to his games. How many times have you seen your kids sign up for programs, football, basketball, chess, whatever, volleyball, whatever it is, and they just want you to come to the game? "I ain't going to no games. I'm tired. I don't work all the day." Think about when you were younger. Did your parents come to your games? I wanna. I wish I could be like, "Hey, um, I know families can be really fucked up. I know they can be. I know they are. Families can be really fucked up. That we are not a lot. We are people that's like, hey, we learn from other people's mistakes. Some of us were raised in environments where it was just pure survival. Some of us was raised in environments where it was just like horrible every fucking day. I want to say to you, you are not in that environment anymore. It is time for you to love. It is time for you to heal. It is time for you to grow. It is time for you to forgive. And I'm not saying forgive in a sense of those people that did it to you. Of course, you should forgive those people. But the most important person that you need to forgive is yourself. It wasn't your fault. It probably wasn't anything that you could do to keep keep the situation from being what it was. You just the people, your elders, the people around you dropped the ball. They didn't protect you. They didn't protect you. They should have, but they didn't. And you don't have to harbor that. You don't have to hold that, especially if you are a parent, because you probably not looking at it like this, but you are indirectly affecting your child or children, or you have already affected your children. Maybe you were a parent who grew up in a household and your family just treated you like shit. You didn't have shit. They treated you like shit. And now you like, I'm going to give my kids everything I never had. And so your kids have everything. Name brand clothes, name brand shoes, cars, houses. They got everything. Teeth, earrings, necklaces, everything. But they don't have love. Hi, Trish. They don't have love. You don't hug them. You don't tell them how much you love them. You don't tell them they're doing a good job. You don't even ask them how their day was. I remember when I was growing up, I did not know, like, I don't know, maybe I was naive, but I didn't know, like, everybody family didn't talk to them.
I didn't know everybody family wasn't like, hey, how did your day go? What's going on with you? Do you need to talk about it? Like, what's going on? Like, I didn't know that that's how people family. I didn't know that. I thought that was how everybody family. I, I'm even tell you, I even thought that people who came from two parent household, I was like, what you complaining about? You got two parents. You got a mother and a father in your house. What are you complaining about? And then I started to talk to other people and I was like, holy shit. I did not even think about maybe y'all households isn't as peachy keen as y'all be making it seem. You know, I didn't think about that. And then when I started to hear the stories of the people that I'm around, it was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. I could see. I was telling someone, I was like, you know what? Think if we all just had one big kumbaya group session and a lot of people just realize like a lot of the shit that happened to them when they were little is now affecting them as adults, they will be more compassionate towards other people. They would be more compassionate. Like I watch there's this channel on YouTube. Why I just have it in my mind and it just went blank. Soft white underbelly. Soft white underbelly. I watch this YouTube channel because in my mind, I just be wanting to know. I be wanting to know so much stuff. I be asking. I ask a lot of questions, and sometimes I feel like people be like, "Why are you asking me these questions?" Because you know, people be like, "Are you trying to be nosy? You trying to know my business?" No, I just want to know what led to the decision that you made. So I would watch this show, and I would see there was I forgot her name, but it was this one that I watched all the time, and she was like really strung out. And not only was she strung out, she suffered from mental issues. So they was able to get her into a rehab. They was able to get her help and everything. And I guess her heart just gave out. I think her name was Amber. I think her name was Amber. If you Google soft white underbelly, and her name was Amber, and like when they do the interview, you see the people like she was like 1 week she was like she looked okay, she looked cool. By the next week, it was just like, oh my God. And then after that, it was just like, it just kept going down. And then they asked her what happened to her. And a lot of the people that they come on the show or the YouTube series, they ask them what happened to them. And everybody has a story. Every story is like, oh my God. Oh my God. A lot of the women have experienced abuse, physical, sexual. A lot of the men didn't feel loved or they felt like they had to be the man, they had to be strong. And so they was pushed into things and then it just opened my eyes to like everybody has a story. And that's why for me I feel compassionate towards people. I was at the hospital today and as we were walking, I said, "Do y'all know 8 years ago I was sleeping in that parking garage in a car cuz I was homeless." 8 years ago, I was sleeping in the hospital parking garage because I was homeless. I haven't been able to say that without crying in so long, but I've been doing the work in these last 3 years. And to see that parking garage and just think, like, man, 8 years ago, I had no idea what was going to happen. I was terrified. I had never been homeless ever in my life. But that made me have even more compassion for the people who are homeless. Because, you know, like even on South White Underbelly, a lot of people, which I thought was strange, a lot of people were just out there because they felt comfortable. They felt protected out being homeless. They felt loved being homeless. Like they found a community being homeless. And that says a lot. Like it's people that have families, like big families, and they feel more comfortable sleeping outside next to somebody in a tent. What has this world come to where people feel more comfortable sleeping outside? I watched Atlanta. So there's one for Atlanta. There's one for. I stopped watching the one for Pennsylvania. I could not do it anymore. Like they have a whole street, and like people literally are sitting out on the streets and with open sores, and it. When I tell you, like I am just like, how do we reach people? How do we encourage people to say, hey, that's you don't have to carry that around? How do we do that? Somebody's like, you should go to school to be a therapist. I said I would be fucking crying every time somebody tell me their story. And I don't mean it like that. But I mean like we all have experienced so much trauma. And some people acknowledge the child. Some people accept it. Some people acknowledge it. And some people like, okay, let me go this way. I don't want to be like if you come from. I was reading a story about Young Dro. He's a hip hop artist from Atlanta. When I was coming up, I think it's like let's show the lean, just show the. I was reading. I was like, oh, I wonder what happened to him. He had a newspaper and was in a newspaper article, and he was saying how he come from an addictive family. He said his father was addicted, his siblings was addicted, and then he said that had asked him what made him get clean, and he said his 19-year-old daughter has started doing drugs too. And I was just like, see, there was somewhere in the family line where it was just like, let's see what it is. Let's see what's going on. We need to talk, address things. That's why I was saying like when I think about my family, I'm so grateful that they were like open and they were talking and they was like they wasn't hiding anything. They was gonna tell you if they felt some kind of way about you. Oh, they was gonna tell you if they didn't like the things that you did. They was gonna definitely tell you. And for me, that's where I come from. So when like you get out in the world and you meet other people, and like people don't trust. People don't trust at all. They can like people feel you out. They're gonna feel you out all day. They're gonna tell you little bits and pieces of things just to see if it's gonna get back. People do not trust, and that come from the environments in which we grow up in. We don't trust people. We hang out with people we don't even trust. I was watching a YouTube crime thing. And I don't even know how I got on it, but the girl was in a relationship. She was like 19, 17, one of those. And she was in a relationship with a 19-year-old guy. And so she's driving a car and she accelerated to 100 miles an hour and smashed into, and she walked away from it. And so I'm watching the court proceedings because now I'm intrigued. And I'm watching and it says she was in a domestic violence, a relationship that, and I was just like, oh my God. Why people don't think to like walk away, or I understand that people, there's people that's like if you go either be with me or I totally understand that, but I just want to know like what makes somebody feel like they have no other choice but to do that. And I'm not like, I feel like it's a rhetorical question. I really do want to know, but it's like, when do we get help? Like, when do we say, okay, enough is enough. Let me go do something about it. If you, used to tell this to the people I was around previously. I was like, why do you feel the need to go out every weekend? You go out every weekend. You see the same people you see throughout the week. Y'all buying new outfits every weekend. And then you always hear this every time. Man, I don't got no money. I need to get a better job. I need to do this because I need to get more money. But you going out every weekend. And this isn't a knock to anybody that's going out every weekend, but I'm just posing a question. How do you go out every weekend and buy an outfit every weekend to see the same people? You going to the same bars you went to last week. You drinking the same drinks. Actually, you spending more to drink the drinks at the club. Somebody was like, how did you stop drinking? I said, number one, I was drinking and driving. I made it home safely. And I'm not saying that to be like, ooh, look at me. I'm saying that terrified me. That terrified me enough to put me in a place to say, why the fuck do I drink in the first place? you drink, have you ever asked yourself, like, why do I drink in the first place? I know you probably said, oh, I'm a social drinker. I drink when I go out. But why do you actually drink or smoke? Or why do you do the things you do in the first place? Why do you do it? When I started this journey of healing self discovery, I was asking myself, why did I do so much stuff? And I was looking, I was sitting staring off in the air, like, why the fuck do I do that? What is the purpose of that? Why do I do I don't even know why I do it. I told somebody, I said, I'm the type of person where when I am done, when I get done, I don't even have to get done, but when I say I am done, that very next second after I say I am done, I am doing the opposite of what I was doing before. That's just me. Now, in my mind, I be thinking, like, if you don't like that, stop doing it. And people be like, nah, Chelle, it's easier said than done. I said, see, we always give ourselves a reason as to why we can't be successful at shit. I can't leave this relationship because then that means I'm going to be alone. I ain't been alone since I was like 15, 12, 20. I haven't, I always had somebody there. Maybe it's time for you to be alone. Maybe it's time for you to be alone so you can hear your own thoughts, so you can acknowledge the feelings that you had. Maybe your mama treated you like shit, and that's why you out here treating every person you meet like shit. Maybe that's it's some underlying things you need to get up under. Maybe you don't go to the hospital because the last time you went to the hospital, somebody you love passed away. Go to the fucking hospital. Especially if you are a guy, go get checked out. At least go get a physical. My father passed away from stage 4 prostate cancer. Stage 4. He had me I filled out so many different papers, so many different things. And then when I hear people talk, I was like, when I was at the memorial service, and people were whispering, and I was like, my father died from stage 4 prostate cancer. And they looked at me and was like, I didn't even know he had cancer. That makes so much sense why he said he was in pain all the time. And then they start remembering the things that he was saying, and I was like, yes. And y'all treated him. You treated him. You didn't treat him like your brother. You didn't treat him like your friend. You just thought that he was just, oh, no. He was somebody who was in pain. But you know what I saw? I saw somebody who went from the south side of town all the way over to my house to hang out with me, to even just sit and look at me and just to ask me questions that I wanted him to ask me my entire life. And he asked them questions. And as I spoke at his funeral, I said, this was the best 6 years ever. Like parents be like, oh, I can't make up for it. I was like, oh, we don't got to make up for it. Let's start from right now and go over there. I think about spending the time with my mother. Like, I enjoy spending time with my mother. When they say you get older, like parents will be like, one day they're going to get their own friends and they not going to want to hang out or not. Shoot. I be hanging out with my mother all the time. All the time. We go to the Goodwill. It's like the Goodwill, her favorite place. I could take you to Target. I could take you. She say, no, take her to the Goodwill. She gonna, for as much money as you're going to spend at Target and Walmart and all these other places, I can get a whole bunch of stuff from Goodwill. But I mean, that's my granny used to take us to the thrift store when we was younger. I used to be in the thrift store shopping. 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 I remember I used to go to school. They was like, oh, you got Nautica and Eddie Bauer. I was like, well, Eddie Bauer actually went to the Eddie Bauer store for like Nautica and Tommy Hilfiger. I was right in the thrift store, Value Village, shopping. I don't know. We did go to the mall to get our shoes, but like clothes, shoot. I started to think like, there's so many people out here who feel bad because they don't have, like, even people who don't have the teeth, like their teeth aren't like straight or whitened, or like they don't have like a structure with their mouth. Like, we are losing that self-confidence. Like, I don't know. I just be looking at so many different things. Like I was real life like, wait, people are really like volunteering and paying thousands, hundreds of thousands, or I don't know, double digit thousands flying to other countries just so they can get their teeth shaved down and put other teeth on there. And I ain't no knocking. I just want to understand. Like, I used to laugh when I see people with dentures sitting on the thing. So for me, it's like, wait, you are volunteering. Your teeth is fine. Your teeth is fine right now. So you volunteering to go spend some money to get different teeth. Like I said, anybody that's going to get a BBL, maybe you watching this, maybe you know somebody that's going to go get a BBL. You should talk to somebody who naturally walks around with hips, thighs, and all of that stuff to see how difficult it is. If you're going to get a breast implants, you should talk to people who actually have them naturally. Cause you'll see it's not cute. It look cute like guys or whatever. It look cute. They like that. But those of us who have been walking around naturally like that, honey, your back gonna be hurting. Y'all remember they was injecting people with like oil and olive? Don't do it. It's not even worth it. That's sounding like that TikTok. Honey, don't do it. Too late. I already did it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Work out. Go to the gym. Give him one of these workout people and do like squats and get it naturally. There are people that actually get it naturally. You could do it. You could save yourself a lot of money on your car insurance. Just work out. Eat right, work out. I remember when we were growing up, they was like, you want to get hips and thighs? Just let people do it from the back. I mean, figure it out. Just don't do that. Because there's a lot of health risk involved with that. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the news, but there's a lot of health risk involved with that. Especially if you don't already go to the doctor and you don't already know what's going on with you and you go like, oh yeah, I'm about to do this. There is a lot of health risk with that. Don't take the risk. Go to the hospital, get it if your legs is swelling. I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? I was watching I was on TikTok. I don't People make fun, but TikTok be very educational. I was on TikTok and the guy said if you have swelling in your lower legs and your lower legs and your feet, he said it's because the water is not getting to where it's supposed to be. And he's like, take a thing of salt and put it on your tongue and drink room temperature water, and that's going to help your body to absorb the water. I was sharing this with somebody on Friday. I was sharing this with somebody, and sure enough, when I got to the hospital and they were like, your body is not, the water that's supposed to be dispersed to your body is not getting there in your kidneys. He said it affects your kidney. Your kidneys are affected. It's not helping the water. And I was like, oh my God. I literally just watched a TikTok about that. And so then I went back and found the person, and then they was just saying all the different things. Like, I don't know if y'all been seeing, if you're on TikTok, I know you saw it. If you were on TikTok, they're like, oh, you should try this deworming thing. And I was just like, I'm telling you, they be talking about some stuff on there, and I just be looking like, worms? What? And so then if you like me, you hop down a rabbit hole. You don't be trying. I don't be trying, but it just be so like, wait, what? And then the guy was like showing what you can do, and it was like, hey, but consult your physician before you do it. They always say it, consult your physician before you do it. But there's a bunch of people out here doing it. So they have this thing about papaya seeds and what is it? Some kind of chlorophyll or something. And they was telling people, do not do it unless you talk to your doctor. But it's all over TikTok. And so the one lady who just took the papaya seeds, she didn't. The TikTok videos be very descriptive, and they tell you what exactly you should get and how much of what you should get. But they always say consult your physician. But she didn't adhere to that, and so she found herself in the hospital. And I was just thinking, like, man, we have the power to influence people is so real. I'm speaking right now, and I hope that as I am speaking, I hope I influence you to go to the doctor, get a mammogram, get a physical, follow up with your doctor. If they told you you had high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, I know I don't want to have it. Jesus gonna heal you, but yes, Jesus and a doctor brings balance, and they bring total, complete healing. So if they are suggesting these things to you, go get checked out. I know we don't be want to have a lot of stuff. We don't be want to have mental illness. We don't want to be having, like, they was talking about depression and anxiety, and I was just like, yeah, I dealt with that before. And it's like, what, you? I said, yes, I have. You don't know my story. I done told it all on YouTube, but you don't know my story. I remember when the lady said, my therapist said you had post traumatic stress disorder, and I was like, lady, you crazy, because I ain't never been in no war. And she's like, have you ever, and then she started asking me a series of questions. I said, oh, I thought you could only get that when you go to war. Because, they would hear, when the soldiers come back, they be like, oh, they suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. So I was like, okay. When she said that, it was like, oh my God. And then she went down and asked me a list of questions. I was just looking like, oh my God. Like, I was telling someone, I was like, I felt abandoned and rejected by my parents. And so I can look at the different situations in my life. I will not proudly say, but I would say, like, I was a people pleaser. I was making sure everybody had everything. I would go broke sometimes, and not really broke, but I give my last of the last to help people. And then people would treat me like shit, and I'd just be like, oh, okay, whatever. And then it would keep happening. And then you ever have something that keep happening, you just be crying about it, like, oh my God, you telling everybody, like, oh my God, I can't believe they treated me like this. I can't believe this happened. And then a little time go past, things be cool, and then it happen again. You be like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. I was just telling somebody, I said, life be showing us things all the time. It be telling us things and showing us things, but we so unin tune with our lives that we just don't be paying attention. We don't pay attention. We can ask for something, and then if it don't come in the form. Tell y'all this analogy I use, right? I said people be praying to God that their we energies bill be paid, right? In their mind, they like, okay, God gonna give me the money to pay my we energy bill. That's what they thinking. That's what they saying. God, I just need my we energy bill to be paid, right? God pays your we energy bill, and now you over here upset because you didn't get the money, because you thought I was gonna get the money and I was gonna go over here and do this. And God was like, no, you want your we energy bill to be paid? I got you paid. And I used to know over here like, oh man, because I was gonna go get this purse, I was gonna go get Fantasia tickets, I was gonna go do whatever it is. We don't be in tune with our body. That's why I say, listen to the small voice, the loud voice, the hairs on the back of your neck. You ever was talking to somebody and like the hairs literally, you like feel a shiver down your spine? That's your body trying to warn you about something. It's trying to warn you. You already had that feeling. It's trying to warn you. You ever be talking to somebody and it's like, I shouldn't be talking to you. And it's like, hang up the phone. It's like, nah, because I need to get the rest of the, mm-mm. That's why I be having people numbers in my phone, and if I see and I know like this person is usually on that, they not on, I'm going to hit that delete. I'm gonna delete. I realized when I said I was gonna be light, love, and positivity, I realized that I couldn't go to the same places, I couldn't hang out with the same people, I couldn't do the same things that I was doing before. I know it's easier said than done to like leave people alone or stop doing the same thing. But in this moment, you have 112 days left in 2023. If you haven't completed a workout, if you haven't planned anything that you wanted to do, if you haven't created a vision board, a vision book, if you haven't wrote down manifestations, if you haven't even taken the time to give yourself 24 hours with just you, I want you to take these next couple of days and do that. The uncomfortable conversation of talking about when was the last time you went to get a physical, or when was the last time you've been to the doctor to get a checkup? Do you have health insurance? Do you have life insurance? If something happened to you today, is your family going to have to do a GoFundMe, sell chicken, ribs, barbecue, cupcakes, chocolate chips? Is they gonna sell tumblers? Like what they gonna do? How they are you going? You got some money set aside. You got a nice car. You got a nice TV. And I know people like, well, what does that have to do with anything? We have priorities that aren't like in order. I told my family I want to be cremated, so I went and made sure, here's the down payment, here's whatever I need to pay, and I pay, to us all. Hey, so if something happens, it's like, okay, we're gonna take her over here, and she already said what she wanted to do. Now, now I do have to say, my mother was like, if it's left up to me, and I was like, I mean, I'm not going to be here. So, whatever you do, but this is what I've taken care of. So, anything beyond that, don't do no GoFundMe. I told him, don't do no GoFundMe. Don't sell no chicken dinners, barbecue dinners, nothing. Don't do any of that. Just y'all go and just hug each other, love each other. That's it. It's so crazy when you don't talk about death until you have to talk about death. Yeah, it's a no for me. I want you guys to keep me and my family in your prayers. Um, yeah, these last 3 years has definitely been something, and these last 3 days has definitely put a lot into perspective for me. Um, I've been telling everybody that I love them, I hug them. My nieces and nephews, I'm kissing them all the time. Not like weirdly, but I'm kissing them to let them know, like, I appreciate you. I love you. I'm here if you ever need to talk. Ever. I'm not with all that. Well, don't say nothing. But you don't ever have somebody tell you don't say nothing, but they done already told 15 other people, and they telling you to don't say nothing. I don't be saying nothing anyways, but it's like, if 15 other people already know, why are you telling me don't say nothing? But I get it though. I totally get it. We don't trust. And at this point, I'm like, we survived a global fucking pandemic. At this time, you need to start building communities. You need to start building relationships, because when, I don't know if y'all be paying attention to the news, or you know how life works. I'll say how life works. Um, when shit get hard, you gonna need your neighbor. I remember growing up, you could go, hey, go down the street and ask Miss Rosie for some sugar, a cup of sugar. You can get a cup of sugar. Ask for a stick of butter. You can get a stick of butter. Now it's just like everybody for themselves. But I got a community around me, and I'm grateful for my community. We talk, we laugh, we cry, we grow, we heal, we learn. I'm grateful. And I wanted to come here and I wanted to say to you, get you some life insurance. Go to the doctor. Go to the eye doctor. Go to the dentist. Don't just go to get veneers, or is it veneers? Whatever they call it. Don't just go to get that. Don't just go to your doctor so you can get a BBL or something, a tummy tuck. Go to your doctor to figure out what's wrong with you health wise. Go do that. Get you a checkup if you are a lady. If you are a woman, or someone who identifies as a female, go get you a breast exam. Check your family history. Check your family history. I definitely should say that. I'm going to say that 2 more times. Check your family history. A lot of times we be having things in our family that we never even address, but check your family history, because there it could probably skip you. I remember when they was they was real big talking about sickle cell, and they was like, you should definitely check your family history. Not only your family, the person you are engaging with, check their family history. Check the family tree. Check the family tree. Go to the doctor. Get you some health insurance, some life insurance. Talk to each other. Talk. If you are a parent, talk to your kids. Let them know the mistakes that you made. Let them know the things that you wish somebody would have told you. Tell them. Talk to them. Don't talk at them. Talk to them, because what you won't do, somebody said this today, said what you won't do, somebody else will. And what you won't do, Somebody most definitely will. We seen they had whole islands, taking people over to an island, and it was a lot of our favorite people was over there on that island. What you won't do, these other people will. They waiting. They waiting for you not to hug your son. They waiting for you not to hug your daughter. They waiting for you not to ask them or even acknowledge the fact that they are here. They're waiting for you to do that. No, we need us to we got to be different. We survive. We are surviving a global fucking pandemic. It's time to be different. You probably just sitting here right now. It's like, man, I've been wanting to quit this job for so long, and I said I'm gonna do it this week, but man, I get paid, and then you get that paycheck, and you be like, well, I'm gonna hold on to this for a couple of more months because I got a stack. When your mind, heart, body, soul, everything is telling you to quit. You already got a whole plan over here what you want to do, but you like allowing fear to keep you from being happy. I tell people it's like, you know what? If I could do what I'm doing right now every day, I would be really happy. And I was like, I am so happy because I actually get to do what I wanted to do every day. That's what I get to do. And it makes me the most happiest when I see people and they be like, oh my God, you did all of this. Yep, you all squared away. And here's what you need to keep an eye on. Here's how you navigate these systems. Wow. The very thing I didn't want to do, which was teach, is the thing that's making me the most happiest. Teach and manage artists is making me the most happiest. It's bringing me the most joy. When you find your confidence, when you know, like, hey, okay, I could quit this job and I might have to, eat a cup of noodles. Don't ever not cup of noodles. A cup of noodles got me through college. I might have to eat a couple of cup of noodles, or I might have to eat strip steak, or rather than an outlaw steak, or whatever it is that you eat. I might have to eat snow crab. I can't eat Dungeness or king crab, but I'm still eating crab. But whatever you have to do to change, do that. Don't give yourself the excuse of it's easier said than done, because listen, the moment you make up in your mind that you are done doing something, that next moment should be a step towards what it is that you want to do. You trying to tell me to leave a relationship is easier said than done? You already wanted to leave that. You've been gone from the relationship. I was about to say you wanted to leave. A lot of times we be gone from the situationship. We just be there for comfort. A lot of times I feel like it just be for sex, but for comfort. I'll say comfort. For the money. That's why we there. We not happy. We don't feel loved. We don't feel appreciated. We don't feel respected, but we just there because I've been with you for 15, 10, 20, a lot of years. You had dreams when I was 25, I'm going to be married. You had all those dreams, hopes, dreams. You was going to have 2 kids, a dog. You was going to have a condo. And life was like bit, bop, bop, bam. And then it's like, I'm going to take whatever I can get now. No, you still deserve everything that you said you want to have. You just got to work for it. I feel so much. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm one of those people that process and grow as I talk, and I feel so much better from when I first came in here and sat down and talked. Hi, Fancy. I feel so much better. I feel more people need to say go to the doctor, and we say go to the doctor. Sometimes I wish I could be like, hey, come get in the car with me. Let's go. And we pull up at the doctor's office, and then you just go in. I really want to do that. I'm telling people around me, like, hey, if you really want to go to therapy, I schedule a group therapy. We can go to group therapy. Let's do therapy. I said to somebody, if you've been walking around with hatred, bitterness, anger, um, holding grudges, just not speaking to people over something you perceive that you ever held something against somebody and you was like, and then you had a conversation with them later. You had a conversation with them later, and what you thought or what you perceived to have happened didn't even happen, or you interpreted it wrong, or someone else interpreted what you said or what you were doing wrong. And a lot of times we just not talking to people, or because somebody else said something. Guess why I'm the type of person, I'm gonna get to know you for myself. That's me. I'm gonna get to know you. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna be around you. I'm gonna observe you, and then I'm gonna make the decision on if I'm gonna talk to you or not. That's me. I don't be like, oh well, she do this, she do that, and I'm be like, yeah, cause they said no. I ain't never. That ain't never been me. Never. Not now. Not then. Won't be me. I like to get to know people. I like to get to know people. That's all I got, y'all. I just wanted to come and say, go to the doctor, especially if you are a guy. Go to the doctor. If you've been having a headache for 2 days, that's not just because you didn't eat. That's not just because you need to sleep. There could be something more going on. Go to the doctor. I know we are afraid of doctors. I know we are afraid of hospitals. We don't like it. We are uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure you would rather go and to the doctor and get your head checked out than to find out you got a brain tumor. You got a tumor or aneurysm going on up there. I'm pretty sure you would rather that. I'm pretty sure you'll rather go and say, man, my bones is really hurting and I just think I need to drink more milk. And then you find out that you got bone cancer. Go to the doctor. Man, my breasts is really tender. They're really sore. And then you find out go to the doctor. Who gonna pay that bill? Get you some insurance. They got state insurance. Go to the free clinic. Go to the doctor. Don't let money stop you for why you don't go. Because listen, you're going to be owing people for as long as you are alive. Right now, somebody owe for your birth. However old you are, somebody owe back child support for your birth. You're going to owe somebody. Even when you die. Look, when you die, you're going to owe the funeral home. You're going to owe the people that's going to put you in the cemetery. You're going to owe people. I would rather make sure that I am totally fine. That's why you going to the doctor again? Yes, I am, because I want to make sure that I am fine. When I be in, when you be doing adult situations, let's go over here and get this test. People be feeling weird and uncomfortable about that. Hey, that's a red flag for me, honey. It's a no. Yeah. We're going to go over here and get this test. And we're going to make sure that we are good. Because the last thing you want to do is like, I'm good. And then you do adult situations and then you go to your regularly scheduled doctor's appointment and you find out you done got something. You can't give it back. Because you just trying to do adult situations. No, go get checked out. Go get checked out. Get those tests. Take all the tests. Get the STD test. Get the blood test. Get the cholesterol test. Get all the tests. And make sure that you got a clean bill of health. Do that. Get you some health insurance. Again, if you don't feel like, I'm going to give me some life insurance, I don't want to pay all that a month. Go to your local funeral home. Go to a funeral home. You got people that's, been working in with your family. Had a couple of family members pass this funeral. Go to the funeral home and say, what's your package rates? Can I put a deposit down? I went to my funeral home. They was like, yeah, you can put here you go. I don't want to GoFundMe. I don't mind t-shirts. Like people wearing, I don't mind that. I'm not going to be here. And I'm saying I don't want to GoFundMe because somebody is listening to this. And I want you, if you see it, GoFundMe for me. I want you have my permission to say all manner of things because that's not what I want. But again, I'm not going to be here. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm not going to be here. But I know I made the preparation so they don't have to be worrying like, oh man, how we going to pay? No, you got the money right now. You sitting there looking at it like, man, but then I ain't going to be able to get that Ben & Jerry's strawberry cheesecake ice cream. You don't need that ice cream anyways. You're lactose intolerant. You just be eating it because it's good. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. I need you guys to take, guys, girls, non-binary people, however you identify, I need you to take care of yourself, especially if you are a parent. I need you to heal, learn, grow. That's what I need you to do. Because if you haven't resolved the issues you have with your parents, if you haven't resolved the issues you have with your siblings, it's never. I went to a funeral a couple of weeks ago, and it was really sad for me. It was a really sad funeral because the guy was only 28. He was only 28. But what made it sad for me is because his older siblings said they didn't know who he was. They didn't spend time with him. They didn't know. I mean, they know that he was their brother, but they didn't spend time with him. They didn't know who he was. They didn't know what he liked. They didn't know. I mean, they, of course, like everybody else that was there, they was listening to other people to get like, okay, a sense of him. But I said that's why I spend so much time with my brothers. I'm hugging them. I'm telling them how much they mean to me. I'm spending time with their kids. I want them to know that if nobody else on this world, in this great big old world, loves them, I do. I do. I'm going to ride rock and roll for my brothers. I am. I will do that cuz I love them and they love me just as much as I love them. And if you love your siblings, don't wait till it's too late and you can't apologize or you can't squash whatever y'all got because that's y'all all y'all got. You know, they be like, you only have one mother. You only get one mother. You get a mother in law, but you only get one mother, one person that brings you into this world. And I said, they should have a group. They should have groups for like people who lose a parent. Cause I don't know if you are somebody who lost a parent. Like I lost my father, and it made me like just want to be around my mother all the time. And it also made me look at them like, oh my God, you're old, and not in like, oh you. But it was like, oh my God, like you not gonna be here forever. You're not gonna be around. Like you not. I need to be getting all the information I need to know, family history. I need to know everything I can. Like, I need to know everything. And for me, it's just like spending time with my mom. Like, it is the best. It is truly, truly, truly the best. I look forward to it. If I wake up and she don't send me a text message, I'm calling her like, "What's going on? What you doing? You ain't text me today." But she gonna text me. She gonna text me on my phone. She gonna send me a message on Facebook. However, she gonna send me a message on all the different things. Even she gonna come on my YouTube and comment on one of my YouTube videos. She haven't figured out how to work Twitch. She probably be over here, and that just it makes me smile because it's like she figuring it out. She got her phone and she be figuring out everything. She be all over everywhere. She's like, I got a TikTok. I said, Lord Jesus, they done gave my mama a TikTok. She gonna be reading Bible scriptures on the TikTok. I tried to get her to do Sunday. She loves Sunday school. She teach Sunday school. I was like, you should teach Sunday school on YouTube. Nah, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I was like, but what about the people who are sick and shut in and they can't get out and they want to go to Sunday school? Most churches don't do Sunday school. They just do morning worship, or just some people just do the preacher preaching. There's no Sunday school. There's no Bible class. You know, what about those people? I be trying to think about everything, but not as much as I used to because I be focused on me and the things that I want to do and spending time with the people I love. And I'm going to say it again. If you are someone who haven't been to the doctor at all in 2023, you haven't been to the doctor since 2020 when you first had COVID, go to the doctor and get checked up. Go to the doctor, to the dentist, go to the eye people, go get your feet checked out. Go to the, if you are a female, go to the gynecologist. Like, go get checked out. If you're a guy, go get your colon checked. Just go get checked out. Go get checked out. Put your pride, put your ego, put all that stuff to the side and say, I'm going to go get checked out because I don't want to wait to the last minute. I don't want to be like, oh, you are stage 4 prostate cancer and they could have helped you over there way before. I got breast cancer and they could have helped you before. You could have regular checkups, regular screenings. And maybe I am just saying it because I do regularly. Like, it's not like every month. It's like every 6 months or every year. I don't know what it is, but you should definitely be getting checked. You should definitely, especially with all the foods that we eat and it's got all kinds of stuff in it. You should definitely continue to get checked. That's all I got. When I say these last 3 years, I was watching the person today. They went from um, not being able to breathe, not being able to walk around, like they're in a critical unit, until today, like they're up walking around, and it's just like, why do we wait? Why do we wait till things get dire and it's like, oh, what do I need to do? I need to stop eating these foods. I need to stop drinking sugary drinks. I need to stop. We already know. You already know what you need to do to be successful, to feel love. You already know. I know you probably like, oh, I need to get married or I need to do this, when it's like, no, I need to sit down and deal with the things that I've been carrying around for all my life, half of my life, my adult life, however long you've been carrying it around. You have to sit and deal with that. Don't just throw it in the back of your mind, because one day I told somebody this today. I said, you ever been talking to somebody and y'all just having a conversation and then the next thing you know, the person snap out on you? I heard somebody just wilding out. I was just looking like, oh, okay. All right. I just started blinking a lot and I was just like, wait, let me. And then you start playing back what you said, and I was like, no, I didn't say. And I thought maybe something I said triggered them. And so I just let them, I let them wild for a little bit. And I was like, hey, what we not going to do is snap out on me, because I can tell by the things you said while you were snapping out, that wasn't directed towards me. But you had to get that off your chest. And, luckily I'm cool. I know how to, get it off of me. But you ever hear somebody say, you're going to find that right person? You're going to find somebody else, and they not going to let it just be that. So you probably need to address that issue that you have, especially with that person and not with me, because you don't got no issue with me. I just said, hi, how are you doing? That's what happens a lot of times. You say, hi, how you doing? I be want to know, though. I sung last night "People" by La Bianca. That song is so true. There's another song that by Leon Timbo. It say, "Don't call me, come get me." That's gonna be in my 5 songs you should know this week. Cause it's like, if I'm over here struggling, I'm crying, you see my eyes red, I don't smoke, I don't drink. There is my eyes is puffy. There is a reason for that. If you truly love me, ask me, come and get me. Don't call me. You know where I'm at? Come and get me. How many people who have went down the road of no longer being here have experienced, like, man, I wish somebody would just reach out to me, or they're talking to you, or they're telling you, they're dropping little hints. I know it's like, I'm not a hint finder, but we all know when something ain't right. We know that. When something ain't right. Parents know when their kids be out, they was bubbly, they love hanging out, and now they just sitting in the room in the dark, or they crying all the time, or they not eating. Something is going on. You should probably check on that. The song say, did you check on me? Check on that. I'll be telling everybody they should go to therapy. Young, old, tall, short, black, white, everybody should go to therapy. And not just so that these people can get more money, but so that you can get that off of you. There's so many things you want to do in your life, but you can't, because you have so much stuff weighing you down. And a lot of that shit is stuff that you don't even have to carry around. What your parents did to you, what your brothers, sisters, cousins, auntie, uncles, your baby mama, your baby daddy. You can let it all go and be better. You can let it all go. And these next 112 days can be some of the best days you ever lived in your entire life. All I just came to say is to go to the doctor, dentist, go get checked up. Stop creating your own little remedies. If you have medicine, take your fucking medicine. Take it. Take it until you can find a holistic doctor that can give you something in exchange for it. Take your medicine. Take your medicine. Go to the doctor's appointments. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. I can't say that enough. These last 3 days, I've been saying, take care of yourself. Well, you be knowing you go to get that cheeseburger from McDonald's, knowing you shouldn't have that cheeseburger, but you get it. And then you get fries, and then you get a drink. Like, come on. Come on. Let's take care of ourselves. Get you some health insurance, life insurance. If you can't get you some health and life insurance, go to the funeral home and put a deposit on whatever it is, cremation, tree planting, water burial, whatever it is that you want to do. Go check that out. Tax time gonna be rolling around. You can put a lot of money on there. Christmas is rolling around. Come on, give me one of these for Christmas. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. I'll share more with y'all as we move, as things progress. Right now it's just really tough to talk about. It's really tough to like even have to like take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. I know like we are in having inflation. There's so many different things going on in the world. Take care of yourself. If something is telling you to store food in your deep freezer, store food in your deep freezer. If something is telling you to put a little money to the side, put some money to the side. If something is telling you not to drive down that street, don't drive down the street. It's the quick way. Go the other way. I used to be driving. I remember this one time I was driving and I was like, oh, I'm going to be late if it said go around. And I'm looking like, go around? That's going to take me another 5 minutes to where I need to go. And you get, I don't know if this happened to y'all, but I get to the thing like, I just need to go this way. And then I was like, no, let me go around. And I go around and it's a really bad accident right there. Right where I would have been at that time had I not went around. It's a really bad accident. I think about all kinds of things where listening saved me. Listen to your body. If it says that you are tired, go sit down. Sit down. Because as somebody whose body shut down, I'm going to tell you, the last thing you want to do is be trapped in your own body. That's the last thing you want to do. You're going to keep being out here. You're going to keep tossing back them Red Bulls and them energy drinks. And then one day your body is going to be like, hey, you know what? We're going to take a vacation today. So we just not going to get out of the bed. We're not going to move at all. We just wanted to give you a little heads up notice. And then you're going to think like, I am in control of this body. And you're going to try to swing your legs off the bed. And your legs going to be like, no, we told you we good. We sleeping here. And then you got to call your job and you like, you don't got no sick days. You're going to call your job and be like, hey, and they're going to be like, you get here or you fired. And you're going to be trying to struggle. You're going to be trying to struggle to get there. That job don't even care about you. They don't care. These jobs don't care. They don't care. I want you to take care of yourself. If you hear that you're tired, if you hear that you're full, if you hear that you need to drink more water, drink more water. Drink more water, eat more fruits, cut out all of the beef, the meat, get more protein. Take care of yourselves. And if you are a young man or old man, if you are a gentleman, go to the doctor. Don't wait till your arm is falling off or your leg is falling off or your leg is swollen and you can't get it through the door. Don't wait for that. Go to the doctor. Go to the doctor, take the medicine until you can find a holistic doctor that can give you alternative versions. Go to the doctor, whether that's an eye doctor, a teeth doctor, feet doctor, arm doctor, back doctor, whatever kind of doctor it is, go. That's all I got. Remember that it is important for you to use your words when you go to the doctor. I had to say this because I just thought about it. When you go to the doctor, tell them everything that is going on with you. Tell them everything. Don't try to be all macho and be like, oh no, I can handle it. Tell them everything. If your pinky toe turns purple every time you put your shoes on, tell them your pinky toe turns purple every time you put your shoes on. If every time you move to the right, your body creaks, it feels like something is stabbing and it's sharp. Tell them everything because they can help you. Tell them everything. Tell them everything. If you're feeling numbness and tingling, you've been feeling it for a couple of days, but you're thinking, oh, my shoe's too tight, or oh, I did sleep the wrong way. Tell them everything because you never know. It could be a sign for something else. Tell them. Use your words. I will never let a live go out without me telling you to love yourself. Love yourself enough to go to the doctor, go to the hospital, take the medicine, go get checked up. I'm saying all of this because I want you to know that at any moment you could be doing fine and blink your eye, anything can happen. Anything. Your hands start to shake, your fingers go numb, anything could happen to you. Know yourself. Best way to know yourself is to go to the doctor and be like, hey, this is what's going on. I know a lot of times we get this headache. We be like, oh, I just need to eat. Or we get a little dizzy. It's like, oh, I just need to sit down somewhere. No, there's something going on. Go to the doctor. Know yourself. Trust yourself. That includes the hairs on the back of your neck. Goosebumps you get in your arm, the feeling you get in the pit of their stomach, that loud or that small voice. If it's telling you to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. Go. Do it. Take the medicine. I know you like Jesus is going to heal me. He going to make sure he is. He's telling you to put that in your system. He going to cover you. Whatever it is, take your medicine. If you're a diabetic, take your medicine. If you got high blood pressure, take your medicine. Take it until you can find an alternative holistic thing. Take your medicine. Don't stop taking your medicine without consulting your doctor. Y'all hear me? I ain't trying to be like all forceful, but it's important. Somebody should tell you to go to the doctor. If you noticing that your feet is turning black, you got sores on your feet, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. And most importantly, just be yourself. Why? Because you need you, I need you, this great big old world needs you to be authentically you. Now, you have survived a global fucking pandemic for 3 years. You are here. You are listening. You are watching. I think it's important that you maintain some sense of doctor-patient relationship so that you could be around here for another 3 years or however many years the Lord see fits to let you stay here. Yeah, go get checked out. I'm going to keep saying it. Go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Anybody that cannot love, respect, or appreciate you for being authentically you does not deserve to be in your space. It is time for you to learn and understand boundaries. Set them and stand 10 toes down on them. If you haven't been paying attention to the news, you most definitely should. There's a rise in COVID, there's aliens, UFOs, there's wildfires, there's STD outbreaks, there is hurricanes, tropical storms, there's all kinds of things that you should pay attention to. If you haven't already, go ahead and get you some toiletries, non-perishable food items, water, disinfectants, and some cash money, some coins, anything that you find valuable. Set it to the side because we never know what's going to happen. We never know. That's all I got. Until next time, I hope that you take this week to set a doctor's appointment, a mammogram appointment, a physical, a dentist appointment. You set something. Go to the doctor. Go get some kind of checkup. I hope that you do that. That's all I got. Until next time, I love you. Peace.